All right, I know I'm already a little bit late to this, but it's about time that I finally talk about what is already one of the biggest and most talked about hip hop records of the year, and just records of the year in general, and that's the new J. Cole record, The Fall Off. A full 8 years after originally teasing The Fall Off, North Carolina rapper J. Cole is back. Although he's released several records and projects and mixtapes and stuff in the meantime, it's not like he's been completely dormant. It seems like it has been building up to this for quite a long time, and as you'd expect, the album is a pretty monumental statement. 2 discs, 100 minutes of material, but a lot to say within that runtime. Thematically speaking, there actually is kind of a through line to the idea of the fall off on this record. It's an album that sees J. Cole introspecting and retrospecting pretty relentlessly, but all in service of questioning his own ideas, his own moves, and the next decisions he'll make in an attempt to try and find the through line of how to gracefully age as a hip hop artist. And one of the really interesting choices that he makes is interpolating hip hop classics, several of them throughout the record, and the sort of emotional effect that that has is conjuring our own perception of how some other hip hop legends have aged and invoking a comparison to what J. Cole is spitting on record. And as a result, the album serves up several highlights. The big single from this thing, 2-6, is a punchy, hard hitter. The track Poor Thing is a blunt and intense, but very sentimental and earnest piece of retrospection. And then there's the amazing Life Sentence, which J. Cole calls his most personal song, and I would call one of my favorite J. Cole songs ever. A great analysis of what it means to commit yourself to someone in the ways that it can be difficult, but ultimately really fulfilling. Those are just a few of plenty of highlights that this tracklist has to offer. Like a lot of these long albums, The Fall Off certainly has its misses. It is bloated, no doubt, in its runtime, even though J. Cole has a better batting average than some of his contemporaries. The bigger problem is, much like his entire career, Cole will occasionally put his foot in his mouth lyrically in a really embarrassing way. Of course, there's the already very maligned dick in the booty types bar on the otherwise pretty effectively sentimental track Safety. There's also this embarrassing moment on Legacy where he rhymes back with back and then tries to immediately retcon himself doing that and why he did that. And there's so many lyrics like this one, selling rock like Steely Dan. So as a result, I can't completely endorse this record as a graceful masterpiece of a hip hop artist aging into the next step of his career. I'm going with a 7. I think it's solid, bloated, and J. Cole just does a little bit to bring himself down over and over again. Tell me what you think of The Fall Off down there in the comments.